friends, this is Diane Sylvan and welcome to my YouTube channel. I've had several people request that I do a video flip through of my bullet journal, and even though this won't really be a bullet journal channel, I thought that would be a good way to get into things. So welcome to my 2021 bullet journal. It's a Scribbles That Matter, I believe a B5, and is way bigger than the A5 I've been using. I decided that I wanted a little bit more real estate for drawing and for making new and interesting spreads. So I got this guy. So I went to Etsy and I purchased a sticker to put on the front because that big gray space with nothing on it was kind of intimidating. And I'll put a link in the comments section to places where I got things or types of supplies that I mentioned. So let's just jump right in. We have our cover page, and on the inside front cover, I got this lovely winter solstice card from a friend on Facebook, and I cut this piece out and I glued it in, but I only put adhesive around here so that I can use it as a pocket when I need to. Or put any secret hidden little things that I feel like. Over on the other side, we have, you know, the title page with the year. I decided to go with kind of a cosmic cat silhouette stars thing. I don't know. But I use mostly Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. And I add quite a bit of glitter, which is a little weird for me, but I have a Spectrum Noir shimmer pen that I used on the stars. And the next page is, I guess you could call this a vision board. I mostly just wanted something pretty and inspiring and calming to put in the front of my book. And it's got quotes mostly about writing and a diagram of the labyrinth from my church. I'm a Unitarian Universalist pagan. And here in the background, we have pages from one of my novels, actually, because when I got them, my sample copies from the publisher, a couple of them were published wrong, like a whole big chunk in the middle was backwards. So I just basically tore those up and have been using them as background stuff for crafts and art ever since. And we got some washi tape, and then here we have my word of the year, which is speak. It's a reminder to speak my truth authentically and honestly, and to not hide in the background when I know that I have something to contribute. And that's kind of what starting this channel was all about, was giving me a new outlet to speak that truth. So we'll see how it goes. And next page, we have my book tracker and then some space for creative ideas. And this little cat down here is, well, he's farting stars. I don't know why I felt the need to do that, but I kind of love it. And over here we have a picture. I guess it's sort of supposed to be my cat, Owen. And then down here we have the little demon kitten, Darcy, who's always messing with him when he sleeps. But the idea of this page is that when I finish a book, I'll print out a tiny copy of the cover and put it along here on the shelves. I've been doing that for a couple of years and I really like the effect, so I just sort of repeated the drawing. And then over here we have, you know, video ideas, Book of Shadows pages. I mean, that's going to be a whole nother video. So, and then writing ideas. And you turn the page, and this is pretty routine stuff. We have my future log and my bills, and a little kitty sitting here. If you notice, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but these little blue stars are actually shimmery. I have a duotone metallic pen that I really love using, and it flashes from blue to green depending on the light. And so there's, I mean, nothing terribly interesting about these pages. The next page is where things get a little funny because I was inspired by a YouTube channel that I really, really love. Cindy Guentert-Baldo, who is a planner reviewer and planner video maker, and she's hilarious and awesome. So I'll put a link to her 2021 setup down below too. But she did a Dutch door layout where you create kind of a flap in the middle of your pages, and it's one thing on one side and another on the other side, and they can be done purely for artistic effect, or they can be super practical, but this one's sort of a combination of the two. So if you turn the page, I started out with my 21 things to do in 2021, and the design around the bottom with the kittens and the cat goes across the page and then up along this flap here. And I love how this kitty and the moon turned out with the swirls underneath it. I was really pleased with that. And so some of these things that I want to do require tracking, like which YouTube videos I've done or which food trucks I've been to. And I'm trying to try out one healthy habit every month. And I'd like to do one of those 30-day Instagram challenge things that you see. So I left a little bit of space here for another tracker or anything else that I needed. But then over here we have just a pretty quote about the new year. But then if you flip this, we have the back of the list and the design continues along the bottom. And then we have more kitties and more swirlies, and then some stuff on my word of the year. So I like how this turned out overall. I like that you can't see the underneath design, even though it matches the line of the flap pretty closely. I had a lot of fun with it, so. And then next we have, well, this page is blank. I'm not sure what's gonna go here. I wanted to leave a blank page at the beginning of the year in case I come up with something else I need to track, or I just want to put in a big quote or a piece of art or something like that. But then we get into my Q1 goals, and I've got them broken down by month, and they're kind of the same from month to month, except they have a few extras. And so when you get to the month page, I have the month's goals listed here. And this is January. It's a bit of a mess because I've actually been using it. I went with sort of a polar bears hot cocoa snowflake theme. It turned out pretty cute, I think. So I have a pretty standard calendar over here, and I love that the largeness of the paper gives me the opportunity to put my entire month grid over here with lots of room for, you know, I could put a quote, I could draw a picture, I could put a tracker, anything that I felt like down here. And then over on the opposite page are all of my monthly trackers. I have one for my vegan practice, I have one for my spiritual practice, which you can see is not going very well right now. Then I have one for my January health challenge, which is to drink water every day, which I've mostly been successful at. And I have a little bitty one to track days that I've been to my job. I have kind of a problem with attendance because of my depression and my IBS and all sorts of other issues. So I put this down here to kind of encourage me to keep going. And this I don't like. I've been trying to do mood trackers mostly because they're fun and pretty and people come up with these wildly creative ways to do it. But I actually do have a mood disorder, and just coloring in what kind of day something was doesn't really help me a whole lot. So I tried to do, you know, a whole bunch of different indicators for what kind of day I had and then blend them somewhat from day to day, but I really hate the way this looks. And I kind of feel like I'm just going to stop doing a mood tracker because I don't think it's really doing anything for me. And then last we have my monthly oracle card that I drew. I do one at the beginning of every month just to give me kind of advice or a feel for what's coming up. And this month I have it over here in a little stand. I got Squirrel, and he's adorable. This is from the Animal Allies Oracle deck by Jessica Swift, and I'll put a link to that downstairs. So the next page is where we get into my weeklies. And as you can see, they're very well loved. I have the actual week days on a grid here, and then a running task list, which I grab things from and move them to the right day. And then on the individual days, I have appointments or holidays or anything else that I need to remember that's not necessarily a task. And then down here, I have a bit for money. Not exactly a money tracker, but just a place where I can do the math and make sure that I'm on track for that pay period. And I frequently doodle whenever I'm sitting there thinking about the week. But on this next page, we have a bare naked one. This is the one that starts today. And this is basically what it looks like before I've added anything to it. We've got bills that need paid, packages I'm waiting on, the task list, which I haven't started yet, and different weekly chores and things like that that I want to do on the regular. Like I have a Thursday night Zoom with my friend Nan, and inauguration day, and today that we were off work, and of course the cat boxes. So, well, I mean, that's about it for right now. I don't have anything else in here yet. But this is the size of the blank page, and it's such a lovely canvas to work with. And the only problem with using a book this big is that it's this big, you know? I have to carry this around, and I actually got a bigger purse, or a bigger version of the exact same purse that I could carry this around in without too much bother, because compared to an A5, this is huge. So that's pretty much how I've got set up for the year. And of course, things will be very different from now till the end of the year. I'm hoping that because this book is so big and has so many pages, that putting 1 week on a page, I'll actually be able to put the whole year in here. When I use an A5, I end up doing about 2 notebooks a year. I'll get halfway through and then run out of paper and have to start again. But I was hoping that I could stick to 1 book this year, and we will see if that happens. So I will probably do another short little flip through when I get my February setup done. If you're interested in seeing that, or if you want to see what I do next on this channel, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you around. Like I said, this isn't going to be a planner channel. This is just something that I wanted to do. I'm not 100% sure everything I'll do here. I'll be talking about spirituality and paganism, possibly a little bit into veganism as a spiritual practice, maybe some stuff on tarot, just kind of a little bit of everything that I enjoy and that I would want to tell people about. And I think what I'm going to do to get me started on that is do an alphabet series. So if you join my Facebook fan page, you might be able to help me out with that, because I'll probably pose the question to my followers, what should I do for the letter Q, that kind of thing. So I'd love to have you around for that. Like this video if you liked it, and I can get an idea of the kind of things that you want to see if you want to drop something in the comments. So thank you very much for coming around, and I hope you'll come back. And in the meantime, have a wonderful day, and I will see you very soon.